By far the toughest ranking video I've ever had to do. All 20 heroes and villains ranked. There is so much choice in this game now when it comes to heroes and villains that I don't think anybody is going to 100% agree with my list. Remember everyone to rank the heroes and villains yourself in the comments section. I want to hear your lists. But this is how I would at least personally rank them, guys. We're not going to waste any time. Let's dive right into it. The number 20 spot is Captain Phasma, and I totally accept the advantages of Captain Phasma. I'm not a player who completely disregards them. Her droid is pretty amazing, and even her staff strikes are a lot better than they once were. The survivor ability that gives her extra health is an added bonus. What lets Phasma down is mainly her weapon damage. It doesn't do too much, and also how dependent she actually is on her droid. If it wasn't for her droid, then Phasma really wouldn't stand a chance, and that is one of the main things that I don't like about her. When the droid isn't around, if it's been destroyed or if she moves out of the droid area, then she's not really going to be able to do much against anyone else. So it's all about staying with that droid. It's not really my playstyle, but I do accept that Phasma is a good hero. At the number 19 spot we have Finn. Once again, I can accept the advantages with Finn. Obviously Deadeye, amazing ability, but what lets Finn down is his health on kill card. It's related to his undercover team ability where he gets out a secondary weapon. This secondary weapon isn't good at all, and that's the only way he can gain back health. Big Deal isn't the best ability either. I find myself activating this just to reactivate it to get that temporary bonus health. With Finn, he should have a health on kill card. Maybe allow it so he can't get kills back from Deadeye, because that would be a bit too OP. But overall, when it comes to Finn, he just doesn't have the abilities that other heroes offer. Chewbacca is at the number 18 spot, and I spoke about in the All Heroes Ranked video that Chewie has been nerfed severely. The fact that Chewbacca is 18th on this list is really saying something. The ground slam is pretty glitchy, the shot grenade doesn't really have any radius anymore, Fury's bowcaster is the only up really for Chewie. Also, he can't regain that much health, so if you damage Chewie, he's gonna really lose a lot of health that he can't get back unless that ground slam works. Chewie's a bit of a mess right now, and at the number 17 spot is Han Solo, and I think when it comes to Han Solo, I just can't really use him that well. Detonate Charge is the only real firepower he's got going for him, and apart from that, he can be a very vulnerable hero. Shoulder Charge isn't too overpowering, and the sharp shot is over before you know it, and if you don't time those shots correctly, then it is a bit of a waste of an ability. He has got a health on kill card now, which is an advantage for Han, but he has pretty low health also. If you get snuck up on from behind by a lightsaber hero, you are done for. The number 16 spot is Boba Fett. Now admittedly I'm not the best Boba Fett player, but I can see the advantages with this guy. 4 abilities for starters, so Anakin's not the only one to have 4 abilities. Boba has that jetpack, and For the Hunt allows unlimited jetpack for a period of time. The concussion rocket isn't too damaging. Some people say, oh, it really is. It really does blind you when you get hit by it really, but no, I can escape it easily. The rocket barrage is good with star cards. If you're a new player, which we got a lot of new players coming to the game, then the rocket barrage is pretty useless. I know this because I tried it out on a second account a few days ago, and without any star cards, the rocket barrage, which is the ability I would say Boba is dependent on, doesn't do enough. Boba needs more health as well. 550 for a hero wearing Mandalorian armor is not good enough. I'd say at least 650 health for Boba. I'd accept 600. Leia is at the number 15 spot. I'd say Leia in herself is a very good hero. The squad shield is obviously situational, the rapid fire E11 is amazing if you use it up close, and the flash grenade is decent as well. It's not been as good as it could have, but it's definitely an ability that can delay your enemies a bit. I love her primary weapon. The shots on that are very powerful, but the secondary fire is really where it shines, and we all know on maps like Crate, this can be pretty deadly. The Trandoshan Bossk is at the number 14 spot. Now Bossk, I always say this when I'm talking about him, is one of very few heroes where I say each ability is absolutely amazing. He's got the best combination of abilities in this game. Or maybe I'd change that now actually due to some new additions. When it comes to Bossk, I find him most effective when I use all the abilities at once. The mines, the grenade, and obviously the charges as well. Everything at once, combined with his ability to regenerate all his health so he can go down to 1 health and get it all the way back up to 600. He's pretty insane. Iden is at the number 13 spot. Now I think we all know what the best asset when it comes to Iden is, and that is her shock droid, especially the fact that you can regenerate health on shocking enemies with this. Pulse Cannon is average if you know how to use it, can be deadly. And the droid shield is very effective as well in a lot of situations. It's much more powerful than the specialist shield, and it can help you get out of those sticky situations where you've got a lot of enemies around you. Can't block lightsabers, which is understandable, and I suppose does balance it out at the same time. Lando's at the number 12 spot, and Lando definitely the strongest blaster hero in my opinion, definitely down to that disabler. The disabler can reveal enemies and shock them, and he can finish them off with the night sniper or the sharp shot as well. The smoke grenade I'd say is Lando's only average ability, if that. At this point most people can just seem to get around that, and understandably it's not exactly too complicated to get around. Lando is all about the disabler and also the extra health you can get with star cards. Lando can get quite a bit of health, I would say. The number 11 spot is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan I'd say is the weakest of the lightsaber heroes, but that doesn't mean he's a bad hero, it just means there's so many to choose from at this point. I'm definitely taking into consideration here that Obi-Wan Kenobi now has an 80% less damage received when it comes to using his push, and that is very effective. I've used this and very effective for the push ability. Definitely makes me love the push ability a lot more than I did previously. When it comes to his dashing ability, I like it, but once again, it kind of depends on this sometimes, because the mind trick just isn't good enough in my opinion. You can easily get around not being able to use your abilities, not being able to roll. And I think when it comes to Obi-Wan, what you're really playing as him for is that amazing health regeneration. He can go down so low and still get all of it back, and obviously the stamina as well. Not to mention he has some of the deadliest strikes in the game. Kylo Ren is up at the number 10 spot. Kylo Ren's recent buff has made him pretty insane, because he wasn't really too high on these lists ever, if I can remember correctly. But Kylo Ren is really something now. The pull ability, the freeze ability, and the frenzy combined with these new damaging lightsaber strikes, Kylo Ren is really someone to be feared at this point in the game. And maybe if they had more heroes and villains in the future and I have to do an updated version of this list, I can definitely see Kylo Ren getting inside the top 5. At this point, I just need to use him a bit more before I rank him any higher. But Kylo Ren now down to the buff is absolutely insane. But he's not as good as his grandfather, Darth Vader. That is right, Vader at the number 9 spot. I think the fact that Vader can have 1150 health temporarily at least, with the help of Focus Rage and certain star cards as well, makes him pretty insane. The Force Choke, if timed correctly when it's not glitching out, is an amazing ability and leaves your enemies helpless in a lot of situations. And the lightsaber throw, my personal favourite for Darth Vader, very satisfying when you get the 2 swings on that, so when it comes back and you get the 2 hits, absolutely love it. His speed is a letdown, but it is Vader at the end of the day, and I don't think that can be helped. Grandmaster Yoda is at the number 8 spot, and when it comes to Yoda, it's all about the hitbox, how it's much smaller than other heroes. That's an advantage. Also his speed, which combined really with the small hitbox and his speed, makes him a very hard target to catch. Yoda is very balanced with his health card being related to his Unleash ability. I think if he had a health on kill card that would be way too overpowered, so it definitely works really well for Yoda. Then with his presence allowing him to get extra health, I think it's a bit too overpowered that he also gives his teammates health, but hey, that is what Yoda does, he helps people out. And then his dashes just make him that bit faster as well. Yoda overall is a solid hero in this game and definitely someone I would recommend. Formerly my personal favourite at the number 7 spot, but Darth Maul now is falling behind a bit. I still love Maul, but there's so much competition for lightsaber heroes in this game now. And what's not helping Maul is the fact that his saber throw never locks on and might as well not be there. You might as well say Darth Maul only has 2 abilities, the spin attack and the chokehold. Now the spin attack, one of my personal favourites, you can get around really quickly with this while inflicting not a lot of damage, but definitely enough to make an impact. Chokehold is pretty good as well, doesn't usually kill enemies, but it's great for just getting that bit of damage, getting enemies out of a situation if there's too many of them. But Maul has got that health that you definitely need, and he's a hard target to catch. He may not be as small as Yoda, but he is very hard to catch with the speed, and that's something I love about Maul. That's my playstyle, fast with Darth Maul. Luke Skywalker is at the number 6 spot, and I find Luke's abilities working a lot better than they previously did, because I used to rank Luke very low. He just didn't work at some point, but with the 2 repulse cards on, he can usually one-shot most of the classes, sometimes not the heavy, and then with the force push as well, which is a one-hit to everyone but the heavy, that makes for some really insane kill streaks there. But then if you do use the repulse and it doesn't kill the heavy, you can finish them off with his dash as well. He's got high health, he's very fast, high jumper, and this is something I loved about Luke in Battlefront 1 as well. The speed of Luke Skywalker, he's very, very pacey, and it's something I have to respect about Luke. He's also got the health and kill card, which you gotta respect when it comes to Luke as well. General Grievous is at the number 5 spot. And when it comes to Grievous, I would rank him so much higher, but he's basically just, he might as well be just a big 40-foot lightsaber with legs in the middle of the map sometimes. H3V is overpowered, but Galactic Assault, you can see him from a mile away coming. And yeah, the fact that when he blocks as well, you can shoot him in the head and he receives damage. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it definitely makes for Grievous being a bit more agile than other lightsaber heroes. Claw Rush, my favourite ability in the game. Unrelenting Advance, I find it very easy for someone to just push me back when I'm using this. Thrust Surge, when it works, is pretty insane as well and inflicts a lot of damage. But Count Dooku is at the number 4 spot. I'm absolutely loving Count Dooku in Battlefront 2. Duelist and Exposed Weakness are insane for taking down enemies, especially when you use that Exposed Weakness on heroes versus villains or on a hero in Galactic Assault. They don't stand much of a chance. The only ones who really stand a chance are lightsaber heroes because they can block it. The Lightning Stun as well is the best stun ability in the game because there's no stagger, there's no freeze, you're thrown to the ground, very realistic to how it is in episode 2, and then you get back up once again. Dooku's got some great health regeneration as well, and my favourite animations in the game. He's really stylish, and he's got the 3 rolls to top it all off. But Mary Sue is at the number 3 spot. God, I hate ranking her this high every time, but there's not much you can do about it when she's as insane as she is. Insight with the star card that allows Insight to be active for longer. She's got that unlimited stamina and is able to see through walls, which is pretty OP. The Mind Trick is a million times better than Obi-Wan's Mind Trick. And I'd say the Dash Strike as well. Using that in a crowded area, you're going to get a lot of damage, and with certain star cards it can even be more damage on top of that. Good health regeneration and a health on kill card as well, which at max can get you 60 health back per kill. Not too much, but it doesn't really matter with Rey. She's that overpowered that 60 health back per kill can be a lot more than heroes with 100 plus can get back in a game. And that's all down to Rey's pace as well. She's got everything going for her, and I say hashtag nerf Mary Sue. The number 2 spot, formerly had the number 1 spot in these videos all the time, but he's fallen to the number 2 spot. It is Emperor Palpatine, Sheev, the Senate, whatever you want to call him, he is at the number 2 spot. Dalcora, fantastic ability, very underrated, able to slow your enemies down and just create a big tornado. I love it. Electrocute is situational, but when it comes to Palpatine, it's all about combining his normal two-handed lightning attacks with the chain lightning. Chain lightning, I would say formerly was the best ability in the game, but when it comes to Palpatine, just stunning people with the chain lightning, you don't even need to kill enemies, just stunning them with the chain lightning is enough to get you health back. People go on insane kill streaks with Palpatine, and you have to wonder, will he ever be nerfed? I don't know. He is the Emperor at the end of the day, and I think it's pretty acceptable. But I think we all knew this was going to happen. The number 1 spot is the chosen one, and I couldn't be happier to put this guy at the number 1 spot because he deserves it. It is Anakin Skywalker. Congrats to Anakin here because wow, what a hero. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll know I don't want this guy getting nerfed. He is the chosen one, and I love his abilities. Retribution is my favourite, the one that builds up out of you and your teammates getting damaged. Absolutely love that. His pull is amazing, really is, and the ability which I call the Block Breaker, also known as Passionate Strike, is my personal favourite because it breaks that god-awful block in the game. And then Heroic Might, how he charges this up, and if more people inflict damage on Anakin, he's going to inflict more back. Absolutely love that. His health regeneration, I don't know if it's as good as other heroes. It doesn't feel like it, but maybe that's because I don't have him at epic cards yet. But his stamina is definitely not as good as heroes like Obi-Wan, and that is a disadvantage for Anakin. But his lightsaber strikes are pretty OP. Overall, you can counter Anakin. You can stun him easily. Right lightsaber heroes can take him down. Grievous can break his block with the Claw Rush, which is why I say that the dark side do have a block breaker as well. Overall, you can't beat Anakin in this game, and I couldn't be happy about it, guys. He takes the number 1 spot for this video. Let me know in the comments, did you agree or disagree with anything I said here? I doubt anybody agrees with the full list, but if you do, let me know, please. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.